subscribers, and welcome back to all my old subscribers. For those of you that don't know, my name is Jasmine, and this video is about the 2020 Awareness Wreath collaboration. This collaboration is done with me, Eat to Live Strong, and Living Better with Styles _rocker. And I want to give a special thanks to the Crockett Way and the Creative Creole for sharing this project out on their community tabs. All the channels that I have just mentioned will be in the description box of this video. So let me give you a little background about how this collaboration came together. One day, me and Eat to Live Strong was on the phone just talking and chit-chatting, and I came across that she has multiple sclerosis, and I told her that I had cerebral palsy, and we thought we should team up together to do a collaboration. And since March is Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month, we thought it would only be right to do an awareness on all different causes. So what we asked everybody to do was to create a wreath representing a cause of their choice and tell us why they chose the cause or anything they wanted us to know about the cause. So for all my returning subscribers, they know that I have mentioned and dedicated a whole video to living with cerebral palsy, which I will leave that video linked in the description, and I will link it somewhere up in the cards. So I've had cerebral palsy since I was born, but my mom didn't find out until I was 9 months old. The reason why she even questioned if I had something wrong was because at 6 months, I couldn't hold my head up like you're supposed to be able to do at 6 months. I was unable to hold a bottle, and when she would sit me up, I would tend to just fall over, or when she would sit me in a chair that would hold me straight up, she would wonder why my legs would flap in the air. So I'm going to give you guys the technical definition of what cerebral palsy is right now. And then I'm going to tell you how cerebral palsy affects me. So I need to look at my phone to give you the technical definition. So here's what the technical definition says. Cerebral palsy is a cognitive disorder or movement, muscle tone, or posture. Cerebral palsy is due to a brain abnormality or development before birth. So you are born with cerebral palsy. It is not genetic. It's something that occurs at birth. So when my mom was pregnant with me, she had me early. I only wore 2 pounds and 7 ounces, and then when I was 9 months old, she found out I had cerebral palsy. I just know that you have to take a series of tests. All these people do all these different things to you. You go to this big old hospital and they diagnose you with it. And you keep going to see physical therapists, an occupational therapist, you see a speech therapist for all those sort of things, because you can develop speech delays, and the physical therapist is to build your leg strength and muscle strength, and an occupational therapist is to develop your hand muscles and hand strength. So you would practice things like handwriting with them and putting things into like boxes or squares or whatever. So it's like they're teaching you things that you should have developed as you grown from like 3 months to 6 months to a year old to get you prepared. I also went to a school for kids with disabilities when I was 3 years old. So at this school, I got regular school curriculum, but I got OT, speech, and physical therapy every single day. And when I was ready to leave this school, I transitioned into a regular school where I would still get the speech and occupational therapy and the physical therapy, but it wasn't on an everyday basis. Someone would come to my school every week, pull me out of class for about 30 to 15 minutes, and I would do those things with them. It was really helpful in those sort of things, and I used to walk with a walker when my legs were getting better with their strength. As I've gotten older, the strength in my legs have decreased a little bit, but it's never really stopped me from doing what I want to do. And I personally will never ever let it stop me from doing what I want to do, because I don't see myself as different, even though I might seem different to everyone else. But that's not what I see when I look in the mirror at myself. I just see me and all the things that I want to do. So I'm going to show you my wreath right now. So this is my wreath. The color of cerebral palsy is green, which was great because we just had St. Patrick's Day a few days ago, so you could easily find green things in the store. I also like flowers. If anybody knows me, they would tell you my favorite flowers are lilies. So I added these hair clips of green flowers, and you will also see some white daisies on here, but these are just hair clips. I used to wear these types of hair clips in my hair all the time, and they come in multiple different colors. So if you're looking for a good hair clip that looks a little bit fancy and you want something cute in your hair, just grab these hair clips. And there's also a few daisies, as you can see right here. So these flowers just remind me of springtime. Yes, I am totally ready for the winter months to be over. I don't want to see any more snow or anything like that. I just want to see sunshine and warmer weather. So I'm hoping that this wreath will also bring in the warmer weather and make spring come a little faster. So I want to give you a few little facts about cerebral palsy. Some facts are that cerebral palsy doesn't look the same on everyone. Like for me, I can transfer in and out of my chair on my own. Sometimes I do need assistance on days where my legs just don't want to cooperate, but for the most part I can do that on my own. I am able to feed myself. I went to school by myself even though I had an assistant. My assistant was just there to make sure I didn't fall, and she would copy notes so I could keep up with the teacher. But all my work I did on my own. And fewer than 200,000 cases are diagnosed of cerebral palsy within a year. And at first, you might don't even notice when your baby's born that they have it. It's just something you have to look out for. But if they do have it, I would find out what they need and ask them the questions like, what can I do to help you? But they will figure it out as they go along. I didn't always know how to do things, especially when I was younger. My parents would carry me up and down the steps. But as I've gotten older and bigger, my grandmother decided that I was getting too big for my parents to carry me up and down the steps. So one day, my mom was at work, and I was upstairs, and I told my grandmother I was ready to come downstairs. She said, "I'm not coming upstairs to get you. You're going to sit down on your bottom and scoop down the steps. And I'm going to wait for you at the bottom of the steps." And I told my grandmother I was going to fall, I'm not going to do it or whatever. And she said, "Well, you're just going to have to stay upstairs because I'm not coming to get you." So for a whole day, I didn't go downstairs just because I was too afraid to slide down the steps, even though I knew my grandmother was going to be at the bottom of the steps waiting for me. So the next day, I was hungry and my grandmother was cooking breakfast. And I wanted to help her cook breakfast, and she was like, "Well, like I told you yesterday, I'm not coming upstairs to get you. So if you want to come downstairs and hang out with me and talk to me, you got to come down the steps. Just sit on your bottom and scoop down, and you'll be downstairs. I'm not going to let you fall." So after that, I just trusted my grandmother and went down the steps how she told me. And when I wanted to go back upstairs, I scooted back up the steps and did everything else. But if it wasn't for my parents, my grandmother, and my siblings telling me that they weren't going to do things for me, I honestly don't think I would be as independent as I am now if it weren't for all the people pushing me, telling me I'm not helpless, and they weren't going to do these certain things for me. I don't think I would have came as far along as I have in the schools that I went to. I don't think without their help I would have gotten this far either. But if I could give you one piece of advice about somebody having to deal with a disability, the best thing you can do is to ask them what they need, because they don't always want your help. It's okay to help them, but some people don't want to be helped without asking. Or at least I know for me that was a big thing for me. People doing things for me that I knew I can already do. But now it's like I want people to help, especially when it comes to being outside, like holding doors open. That's something simple that everybody can do, and I really don't think I would ask for help for that, because I would think somebody would see that as a struggle. So hold the door open, let me go through the door, and I'm happy. But I will ask you to hold the door if you don't see me coming, so I will do that. But I also think you have to surround yourself with people that are alike you. So when you're having those bad days and you're struggling, you can talk to someone that understands your struggles. So there is one more wreath that I want to show you. This wreath was picked out by my mom. at the store. It doesn't represent cerebral palsy, but for this one, it is purple and blue to represent autism and to represent lupus. Now, my mother's favorite color is blue, and we have a bunch of friends that have kids with autism that I like to play with. They have some of the best stories, and the lupus thing hits home for us because my brother's girlfriend passed away last year due to lupus right before my brother was about to propose to her. And she was one of the strongest women I think I will ever meet in my life, because even though she had lupus, she didn't allow that to stop her from doing anything she wanted to do. She got up and worked 6 days a week, and even when they told her that it was a possibility that she would have to stop working, she still didn't stop. She kept on working. She took care of her daughter, she took care of my brother, and now they share a beautiful little girl together who is one of the smartest little kids you ever want to meet. She's very good at technology. She's very good at talking to you, writing her name. And I know if her mother was still here, she would still be the same fighter she was before she passed away. Because she never really stopped living her life, even though when we would talk, she would always get on me about taking my medication, and it was practically funny because she was like, well, if you want to get better and you want to do this and you want to keep doing all the wonderful things that you do, she would remind me I have to go see the doctors, I have to go see this, and I have to go do that. And she stayed on me about doing the right thing and taking my medication. So that always made our relationship interesting, and we would have battle conversations about it because she was the one person that stayed on top of me about those things. And I know that she didn't lose her fight because she never really gave up. God just called her home to be everyone here's guardian angel. So as I close this video, this wreath was made by a friend from Lupus, and the color of lupus is purple. And the coolest thing about this wreath is that it lights up. You can have little flashing lights, or you can have it where the lights permanently stay on. So I think the flashing lights or the permanent lights were a really cool touch to this wreath. And who doesn't like purple and silver? They remind me of marching band colors, but the purple is for lupus. And I thank the person who has took the time to make this wreath. Okay, so I'm gonna give you some facts about lupus. The definition of lupus is an inflammatory disease that causes your immune system to attack itself. This can affect your joints, skin, kidneys, blood cells, brain, heart, or lungs. Some of the early symptoms of lupus include flatulence, joint pain, rash, fever, and this is something that will flare up from time to time, but there is no cure for lupus, but the treatment for lupus is supposed to improve your quality of life and to control your symptoms. You can control it with medication, sun protection, and diet. I want to give a thank you to all the people that have participated in this awareness Wreath project. I can't wait to see what all of you do. Any information that I have mentioned in this video will be in the description. And I know I did not mention what autism is or what lupus is, but I will leave those definitions in the description. And I thank you all for watching. And at the end of this video, I will link my Living with Cerebral Palsy video, and there will be a playlist of all the people that have created Wreaths. I will leave it in the description box of this video also. So I thank you all.